So, hello again. And no music. Let's just get into this. Pessima owners can be categorized by three types. First type, plain Jim or plain Jane. They are usually the first owners, often a married couple with some children. They have researched the market and they found the Pessima to be adequate for their needs. And they usually buy the DX or the LX or even the HX if they're low income in either white, blue, silver, tan, or brown. Yes, brown. They usually drive it only on Sundays to church, where the drowning of the engine is drowned out by the hissing sounds of the distant Christian rock radio, who is also masking the sounds of the silence tension of the wailing of their children, dreading the Sunday that they have to go to church. The second type of owner that I would like to talk about is baby tuners, or what I like to call them, baby racers. They're usually the 17-year-olds who watched, street racing videos on the internet and then eventually inherits that Pessima from plain Jim or plain Jane. Then they ruin it by absolutely destroying it, trying to modify it. Either, paint jobs that are usually just spray can specials, or putting counterfeit rims that eventually fall off and then break off, or even cutting the springs so now that the ride is absolutely horrible. These are the cars that you must avoid. Avoid it like the damn plague. The third owners are usually actual tuners. Now, these guys know what they're doing. They modify the car to exactly the application that it is intended for. Either off-roading, rallying, drifting, racing, either street or track, or etc. And these guys are eventually what these baby tuners or baby racers can evolve to become. Some of them may just leave the car scene and just buy a sensible car. But the ones that, are persistent and trained, they will eventually become proper tuners. Pessimas, first gen Pessimas, and some other cars are quite like blank canvases. You know that feeling in art class when you get that paper, or maybe when you're gonna draw and you grab a piece of paper and it's smooth, it's white, it's clean, and you're gonna ruin it with, or maybe put your own touch into it, therefore creating art. Well, that's what these Pessimas are like, basically. These two cars are on the opposite side of the spectrum. One is a sort of blankish canvas with some parts drawn out, and one is already a drawn piece of art. The first Pessima we're gonna talk about is my car, this blue monstrosity here. I bought it recently, a few days ago. This was originally a 1989 Pessima DX 1.8 in white. Yes, a literal blank canvas that someone, Alpine Automotive, has breathed upon these modifications. Modifications include, but are not limited to, 1. Respray from white to darkish navy blue with white EXV6 factory graphics. The Nomi Overdrive body kit with the exception of the trunk and the spoiler. The trunk is still stock, and the spoiler is a Pes Coupe style spoiler that I bought for it. PPS wire mesh wheels, all in white. I forgot the size, but later on. And then of course Pes Coupe active aero front splitter, because I like it a lot. Rally lights, some mud flaps, and then of course the suspension and the engine. Okay, the suspension is from a GTZ. I think it's a sporty-ish suspension and it rides kind of hard, so I guess it's sporty-ish suspension. And of course, the engine is a 2.5 liter V6 SR Tech with the stock twin turbos. I don't know about the ECU, but I don't know a lot about the engine. I guess I need to work on the engine a bit more. And then it's also been converted to all-wheel drive because the original, that it came with from factory was just front-wheel drive. And to the people asking, no, this is not the overdrive demo car. The Nomi Overdrive demo car is somewhere out there. It's just not mine. This car looks to be inspired by it, it being this darkish navy blue with white decals, but it's not it. I guess the guys at Alpine Automotive wanted to make a car inspired by it, so I guess, well, that's cool, I guess. But as I said, not the Overdrive demo car. Anyways, this car is actually quite decent to drive in. Well, basically to be in, you feel nothing out of the ordinary. When you get in this car, it's actually quite comfortable. It's quite comfy to ride in this car. The problem with this car is just with the turbos. Yes, I know there's still the stock twin turbos, but I don't know why, I don't know how, but the turbos don't come on when you want them to. For me, I usually have my turbos, or basically expect my turbos to come in at about 3 grand, because that's when I expect it. Because you expect it to basically come on when the car is basically exiting the crawl of 3,000, and then basically above 3,000, and you go vroom, and go. The problem with it is that this car's turbos basically spool up, and then it weighs until 5 grand. So I think it has turbo lag, but I don't know. Maybe it's just my weird ass feeling, but I don't know. I should probably get it checked out, but I guess that's for a later date. But now, let us move on to the other side of the spectrum. Thank you, Quelf, for lending me this Black GTZ, because there weren't a lot of clean Mark 1 Pessimas. There was one being on sale, but yeah, the owner hasn't contacted me, and I don't know where it is. So you know what? It's close enough. So thanks, Quelf. Quelf's car, this Black GTZ, is clean, like really clean. Like the only modification for this car is just the wheels. They're too gaudy for my taste, but I guess Quelf likes them, so I guess it's fine. The differences between my car and Quelf's car is simply, well, just look at it. Mine's fully modified, and Quelf's is nearly stock. It's cool. It's fine. I like it. I like it a lot. And, knowing that it's a stock car, that means that this thing is definitely good, because, Ibishu engineers already tracked down on how they're going to make it like this and how they make it like that. And, it's fine. But mine is an over-modified mess, so it rides a bit, hard. And, of course, there's the turbo lag that I felt. But I don't know. But, that's the difference, I guess. Of course, Pessimas are not quite the only car on this range. There's, of course, the two-door Pes Coupes that we don't talk about. And there's another one that we don't talk about. Basically, the Pessimas are a visual representation of what we all feel towards what a car is. Towards non-car people, the Pessima is just a box. A visual representation of what a child's imagination of a car is. When you draw a car as a kid, you obviously draw 3 boxes and some wheels, and that's what the Pessima is to non-car people. But to us, it's something else. It's our friend, our confidant. It's basically kind of like a dog. But it is basically ours. It is something that we turn from something boring into something that is truly ours. And I guess the Pessima fits that mold quite well. And of course, talking about the first gen, there is one significant car that I've neglected to mention, but we don't talk about that one. Wait, why do I hear bass music?